Hey, good morning. Thank you for the follow. I'm actually just trying to get everything set up right now to get out the door. I'm running behind. I'm late. I am running really late. To the point where I didn't even have my computer booted up yet. There we go. Here we go. Why? What is going on? There we go. Oh. Okay, make sure this is working. Make sure the mod account's working. Oh, it is working. Look at that. Okay. Okay, we're gonna get out the door. See how well this can go. We're only 20 minutes late. Oh, and I am stiff. So stiff after my 30-mile run yesterday. This stupid gimbal. I have to keep moving it as we go around where it used to just stick on me. Now it's like you're turning. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. Of course, now it seems to be working. There we go. Looks like I lost you guys at stairwell, which I normally don't do, but just in case, Padakin, thank you for the follow if you didn't hear me, if that's how you say that. It is just absolutely beautiful out here this morning, and really sunny. I am so very tired. But we're gonna go out here and let's see, we're gonna go this way, I think. I think as beautiful as it is outside, we're actually gonna try and run up to the Washington Monument, which is about 8 miles for a recovery run, but if we go really slow, I don't think it'll be an issue. I am very, very stiff after yesterday's 30-mile run. So we might we might walk some of this, depending on how we feel. But we'll see how the legs are feeling. We are on the last day of my peak training week. Yesterday, that 30-mile was my last long run of the block, of the training block. So we will have nothing but taper from now on out. But we will be still next week. I'm probably going to be putting in about probably 75, 80 miles at least. So we will we'll play it by ear and see how the body's reacting to the training. But I was surprised yesterday how easy the 30-mile went, I guess. Now, it wasn't easy, but after running so many miles, this last week, and then finishing it up with a 30-miler, I was quite impressed. I did have a low spot on the run where it was around the 18-mile mark. It might have actually been a little bit before that, to be honest, because I ran all the way down to Mount Vernon and back, which is just over 15 miles down there, and then ran back. So it was it's really bright out. It was probably trying to think, maybe it might have been earlier than 18 miles, but I hit a really low patch. Now that 3 miles down there, so it would have been like 12 to 15 and then 15 to 18. Absolutely gorgeous. I'd never been on that part of the trail before. And you're right next to the river, and you're set up a little bit high. So it's actually like a really cool, like you get awesome views. And there's like a little bend in the river and all that kind of stuff. So it, like, I wouldn't say like a little bay, but that kind of like an atmosphere type of thing in that part of the river. I know my dog would love it because she'd be able to swim right there. But that was definitely the best part of the Mount Vernon Trail, and it's the part that I've never ran before. So I've ran the complete length of it now. I mean, we're going to be jumping on part of it right now, so for at least a few miles. But it definitely a really cool part of the trail. Once I hit about mile 20, 21, I would say, I was actually feeling really, really good. In fact, mile 22 through 26 was my fastest. And then I slowed down a bit to finish off the 30, but it was like once I got past mile 20, those last 10 miles they felt pretty easy. And the fact that I'm out here to be able to run today says something too. Kind of reminds me of, now don't get me wrong, I took a long time to run those 30 miles because I probably averaged actually running like a 10.5 minute mile pretty much the whole way. My fastest mile was like a 9:20 something. That was in mile like 22 or 23. But I hit a certain area right at sunrise, so I actually stopped and waited for the sun to come up. That was about 15 minutes and I didn't stop my watch, so that cut into my pace. If you actually look at my Strava pace, it says like 11:17 or something like that for a pace, but there was a lot of times. And then when I got to Mount Vernon, again, I didn't stop my watch and I walked around there for a little bit just to take in the sights, because I haven't done that before. So that was probably another 15-20 minutes that I'll cut in. So I was easily a minute, lost a minute per pace, or on my pace, because that would have been about 30 minutes of just goofing off. But it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. I felt bad for my dog because I did take an extra half hour more than I was expecting to, but she was a trooper. She didn't care too much, so that was good. And as soon as I got home, she was like, okay, let's go outside. And then she immediately wanted to go for a walk. And in reality, I was feeling good enough that I could have, but I really just wanted to jump into the shower and not go for a walk. So that's what I did. And then I rested for a little bit, and then probably a couple hours after that I took her for a walk so that she could go down to the park and see the squirrels and all that kind of stuff. There is so many people out here right now. Lots of runners, lots of bikers, like tons and tons of people. Like here's a group of like a whole bunch. It's crazy. Craziness, I think. Yeah, there's a huge, it must be a running group going by right now, because it's literally like probably 20 people that have come by so far. Supposedly I'm running a 9:30 mile. And yesterday there was some group that was Potomac Runners, I think their running group is called. It was out down, all the way down at the other end, past Alexandria, and there's more of them. Gosh dang. So there's at least probably up to about 40 people that look like they're all part of this running group. But they're out running. They had little aid stations set up for themselves. And yesterday I only took just my two front water bottles for my vest. Didn't take my CamelBak. So I was using this as a, I wanted to simulate what I was going to be doing during my race. And I could tell at the Well, it would have been about the 20-mile mark that I was going to run out of water by the time I got back. So I stopped at one of those little aid stations and talked to them for a little while. Asked if I could just take a few ounces of water. They were totally good with it. I didn't need much. I only took maybe 4 or 6 ounces is all, which was perfect. I got back and like that last mile I was drinking the rest of my water, so perfect amount. And I was talking when I was getting the water, I was talking to them. And they were out on their long run. It's like, oh yeah, I'm out on my long run too. And I was like, oh, how far are you guys going? And they're like, oh, we're doing 18 today. I was like, oh, cool. And didn't say anything. And then they go, oh, how far are you out going today? And I was like, oh, I'm doing my 30 miles. Be my last long block for my training block. And they were like, oh, damn. Which is why I didn't want to say anything. It wasn't like I don't like to one-up people type of thing. So if they ask, I'll tell them, but I'm not one of those. It's like you tell me something and then I will immediately come back and one up you. And I actually really dislike those people. It was a little unfortunate that I was right at this moment in this being my peak training block and everything, because I did have my, I'm gonna change camera views for you guys now that we're past the going to the side of the airport, so it's a little more scenic. Of course, once we get through the parking lot here and we're next to the river, it'll be a little more scenic yet, but there are so many people out here. That's why I hate getting such a late start. And the fact that it's cooler, people are not trying to beat the heat, so they get out here a little bit later anyways. But I had my brother and my sister-in-law were visiting, and so it was nice to visit with them, but the fact that I had to work all day and then had to leave bright and early yesterday morning for my run. I didn't get to see them off or anything, so, but it's still nice to be able to visit it in the amount of time I did have, because they got in Thursday night, so I was able to spend some time and conversing with them Thursday night, and then that's Thursday night, and then they went and did the tourist stuff on all day Friday, and I was going to try and meet up with them, but had some stuff come up at work, so I wasn't able to. But I got to visit with them Friday night as well, once they got back. So, it is absolutely beautiful out here. And the strange thing is we got all the runners and bikers on the other side of this park. which is weird. Usually they're on this side of the park because everybody hits the parks here and then they take off this direction because it goes towards the capital region with all the monuments and everything. And of course, since I am late, catching all the planes taking off. Of course, pretty much it's non-stop for the next 2 hours, I would say. So we will catch them on the way back too. Because at the most, I'm going to do 8 miles today. Up to the Washington Monument. I'm not going to do any more than that. Just enough to, nice, easy, slow pace. Enough to, come on people. Stop messaging me. There we go. Enough to get the legs moving, get the stiffness out. Because they're not sore at all, they're just a little stiff as hell. Which is surprising for me. Oh well, not surprising to me that they're stiff. I know why they're stiff. Because I was so tired. I took like a 3-hour nap mid-afternoon yesterday, and then pretty much just laid on the bed watching TV. I say TV, I was actually watching some of my favorite streamers on YouTube play New Game Makers, which looks pretty fun, but I think you have to, in order to enjoy it, you have to play with multiplayer, have a bunch of friends to play with. He had, I don't know, 3 or 4 people that he was playing it with. I don't think it's one of those games, if you're playing solo, that is going to be quite as much fun, just because it would kind of be like Ark, where in order to get like your skills and all that up, you'd have to play a long time to get the required skills. In order to advance through the game. Because there was, like, if you spread it out between everybody, definitely more beneficial. Plus it looks like it would be pretty hard to survive, at least at the beginning, with all the wolves and bears and stuff. But other than that, it looks like a really fun game. And then we actually went to bed pretty early last night. It was probably 7:30 or so is when we went to bed last night. And I slept hard. I woke up one time because she needed to go outside, which I was okay with since we went to bed so early. I knew she was gonna have to wake up and go potty at some time in the middle of the night. But it felt like it was, like when she woke me up, I was like, gosh dang, I gotta be only like an hour away from the alarm going off. And then I looked at the clock and I was like, it was only 11:30 at night. Then you realize that, I mean, that's 4 hours of sleep that we had, where on a normal night I'm going to bed at 10 and then she wakes me up at 2:30, somewhere around there. I only have an hour before I wake up. So I've been having to wake up at about 3:30, 3:45 in order to be able to get all my miles in. This should be the last week I have to wake up that early. After this, I can start going a little bit later. But yeah, so we'll see. So I'm already planning my next training block, so I'm going to try and take at least 2 weeks off. Minimal running. I'll do a little bit of running just because I have to. But I would say not more than 3 or 4 miles a day. And then around the beginning of November, probably around Veterans Day, right around there, I need to start doing some speed work and see if I can get myself ready for cross-country finals. So I haven't looked it up yet, but the club cross-country nationals should be in December sometime. Usually that third weekend in December, and then the individuals should be in January. And I would like to do, at a minimum, the individuals, because I can walk on unaffiliated for both races. And but I want to start getting points for next year, which would be the individuals. I kind of want to do the club nationals just because it'll be a good tune-up race. Plus, I'd probably see some of my old teammates there, if I had to guess. I might, depending on who they have this year, they might actually have enough people to go down as a team. They're a sub-elite team, so everybody has a full-time job that makes it so that they can't always travel that stuff. Even though the team does do a pretty good job of reimbursing a lot. But pretty sure the Club Nationals this year is in Florida, which is not too far away for me to drive to. Easily do it in a day. But the individuals, I think, is in San Diego again this year. So if that's the case, then I'm going to need to probably fly out there, but I don't know, I'll see, because it would be nice to do a nice little road trip, take the dog. If I fly out there, I'm going to have to board her somewhere, or see if one of my neighbors can, take her out every now and then. So I would just make a quick trip of it, if that was the case. Very busy this morning, traffic-wise. I might today, maybe later this afternoon, drive the dog down to the area that I found yesterday on my run, where my dog can swim pretty easy before it starts getting too cold. So I think it's supposed to be about like mid 70s, high 70s or something today. It's only 54 out right now. Maybe a few degrees warmer since the sun is starting to get a little bit higher, but definitely want to get her opportunity to go swimming. Now that we're not on the bridge, the traffic is like hardly any. That's just crazy how it does that all the time. Same thing when we go through that tunnel down by the stream right there. But it definitely decided it wanted to do it. But we're going to finish running up there, take a little break and take the sights in. But what I was saying is, I was like, gosh, hey, there's a new log right there that must have came in from all the coastal flooding. And then that didn't make sense to me, because how would this tidal pool get affected by coastal flooding? And then it dawned on me that, I don't know if you guys can see, over here, that's the water level usually, so we're at low tide, so that has probably been there the whole time. I am just never here while it's at low tide. But yeah, so there's the Jefferson Memorial. I'm actually sweating pretty good, so it's definitely getting a little bit warmer out with the sun coming up a little bit. Wow, I'm having an issue trying to get get my thoughts together. It's crazy. Okay, give me like monument. I can tell my back is a little bit, lower back is a little bit tight from the long run yesterday. Surprisingly, that run had, and it was more down towards the that like last 3 miles before you turn around and come back, that I had never been on. Had a lot of rolling up and down on it. So by the end of the run, I had gone over 1,000 feet of vertical gain and loss. So that would be why my lower back is a little sore. So I'm going to run into that on this 100K. If I do like, a 10 or 12 mile where I'm getting a couple thousand feet, 3,000 feet or so of vertical up and down, vertical gain and vertical loss, my back doesn't have any issues. But once I start going the longer distances, then you definitely tell. Usually mitigate that by doing lots of core work, but I have not been doing much of that lately. So that being said, if you're a runner, primarily if you're trail running, doing mountain running, all that, sky running, whatever, core is so very important. But it's important no matter what type of running you're doing. Even if you're just doing 400 meters, 100 meters on a track, it's just as important as if you're running road races, 5K, 10K, marathon, whatever, which are fairly flat. Did not stream yesterday, even though I brought my stuff. I could have. Pretty much the whole route I had enough signal that I could have if I wanted to. But I was worried about how long it was taking me. I was gonna start the stream around at the far end there, especially when I saw the sights and what it looked like. I thought about starting it up after when we were turning around to come back, and by we I mean me, and I would say probably two other runners that were doing about the same speed as me. I don't know how far they were going though. They probably started at one of the parks that were along the route. But it took me so long to get down there because I was goofing off and doing, watching the sunrise. Like I said, I stayed there for probably 10-15 minutes waiting for the sun to come up, because there was a nice break and overlooking the river and everything, and I didn't know. Well, I knew I wouldn't have that for quite a while the other direction, or after I kept going. So that's why I stopped and waited. In reality, I didn't think it was going to take 10 minutes for the sun to come up. I could have easily made it to another spot further down the trail, because that would have been about a mile, a little over a mile down the trail. But when I finally turned around to come back, because like I said, I spent 20 minutes down there too, I would have, based upon how long it took for me to go down there, I was a little worried that if my legs, because that's right when my legs started to feel, my whole body wasn't feeling so good when I was running. I was a little worried that I was going to have issues, like just bonking really hard and having issues coming back. And it already took me just over 3 hours, like 3 hours and 10 minutes to run down there. And if that was the case, coming back, my dog, it would have been almost noon, because that would have put me at almost 6.5 hours. So it would have been almost noon for her not having gone to the bathroom since the night before, and I did not want to do that to her. So I was stressing a bit about that, and I didn't want to take the time to pull the camera out, do the stream, get the stream set up, and then run with you guys, because I was already feeling bad enough. So to hold on to the gimbal and everything probably would have been a lot worse, but in retrospect, easily could have done it, because once I got past that low spot, I was feeling good. Of course, by then, once I got past the low spot, there really wasn't anything to see, because it was all, by then we were off the river, and we were on the more suburban residential area of the portion of the trail, even though I wouldn't say it was suburban. It was residential, but they're like not a whole lot of houses, bigger lots, probably really expensive houses. So it really wouldn't have been much to see. And then by the time I made it back over on the other side, because and I say the other side because the trail on that is on one side of the parkway, the George Washington National Parkway. It's on the interior side, not the river side. And then you move back over to the river side. But even then, once you get back over there, you're more wooded and you can't really see the river. You're set off the river a little bit. There's a bunch of parks over on what would be the right-hand side. But and then you're running through the riverfront, or the waterfront, I should say, of Alexandria. And it was probably good because I was able to pick up my pace. Like I said, I went from running 10:40s to 9:20s during that section all the way back. So even though I was 3 hours and 10 minutes going down there, I was only right around maybe 2 hours and 15 minutes coming back. If yeah, it was about that coming back. So there you go, we made it. Definitely made it. Why are you going off that direction, you stupid thing? Yay. So I feel pretty good. A little bit of tightness still in hamstrings, maybe the growing a little bit, but other than that, so far this little recovery run is going pretty good, considering we ran 30 miles yesterday. Based upon how I felt when I first woke up this morning. I was so stiff that it was hard for me to walk around. It is so super busy out here. There's lots of people walking through this little, it's considered an art exhibit. I'm like, this is not art. There's a lot of things that I consider art. This is not art. I'll show you guys. All of this out here is little white flags that represent COVID-19 deaths in the US. Which I only say this from personal experience, that I highly doubt that is COVID-19 deaths in the US, because somebody in my family that died had Parkinson's for the last 12 years or so, and it was fast. There's the Lincoln Memorial. We'll go back over here towards the Capitol. But it was fast regression and stuff in the Parkinson's. He died of a heart attack later on, and or some sort of heart something. But I think it's classified as a heart attack, because eventually, your body, when you have Parkinson's, just doesn't want to do things that it's supposed to be doing. But we found out after the fact that on his death certificate, they tested him after he had died and supposedly had COVID, and on his death certificate they listed his death as COVID, even though he died from complications of Parkinson's disease, not COVID. But so that's why I question stuff like that. Don't get me wrong, it's a bad thing. People are dying from it, but I don't think the numbers are as high as they report it to be. That number right there might be patients or people that died with COVID, but not from COVID. But like I said, it's a tragic thing anyways. But I wouldn't consider that art. How is that art? Doesn't make any sense to me. Okay guys, we're gonna run back, and there's a lot of stuff happening around here. Like, it's so super busy. Looks like they're getting ready to play. Let me go back this other direction. Looks like they're getting ready to play, like, I don't know what, not soccer, but that other kind of like soccer, I guess. Maybe it's little kid soccer, I don't know. And then there's a bunch of tents up here that people are setting up for something. Not sure what it is, but something's getting ready to go on. And then you got all the people here waiting to go up inside of the Washington Monument. But it is so nice out here. I really don't want to go home just because it's so nice out here. But since I didn't get absolutely zero of anything accomplished yesterday, since I had the run, I really need to get home and get some stuff done, to include taking care of the dog, giving her a little more attention, since she didn't get as much on yesterday. She was sad that my brother and sister-in-law left, because she was enjoying every minute of having visitors there, to the point where she didn't even is there a race or something going on? Because those look like shoes and stuff, so I wonder if there's a race. I suppose I should probably start running and go back, even though I have no reason really to run. Cure Fast for children's cancer. Yeah, they've got something going on. Cure Fest. That's what it looks like. But I'm wondering if there's I don't know what all the shoes and stuff represent. That's why I was like, are they having a race? But I don't think they're having a race. But that'd be cool. I wonder if maybe I'll have to convince the dog to come up in this area, because she has not been up here yet. Mostly because when everything was shut down, it was hard to get up here. And and I didn't have plates on my vehicle, so I couldn't get up here anyways. I think it would be fun. To take her up here. I mean, I think she would enjoy it because it's more outdoors than it is city. She's just having a affirmity to the city right now. She doesn't like going out and about unless she's going to a park. So I think I could convince her otherwise if we drove over here and even parked over in West Potomac, but I think we could find a parking spot up here next to the National Mall too that would be okay for her. What are we at? 9:13. So really we'd have about 45 minutes to get home. Oh, sorry. To get home, but if we ran, actually it'd be less than that. I'm running 9-minute miles, or that's what I have been running, so 4 miles is not going to be 45 minutes. But it's so nice out, I just want to walk right now. That'd be 10 o'clock by the time I got back, which would be okay for my dog, but grab her, yeah, we can walk for a little bit. Because it is just absolutely gorgeous out here. I mean, look at how just beautiful. Beautiful. Just like the perfect freaking temperature out here and everything. I do wish on Friday I was able to take the time and go and wander around with my kinfolk and enjoy the and I gotta start running back because now we're getting into stuff that doesn't really matter, but to enjoy the time with them and, you know, be able to see the sights as a tourist. I always see them as a runner. I see that vehicle, the lane right there in front of us is going first. So as soon as they take off, we can go. Food trucks are starting to show up. There's one that actually looks tasty. At least they're pictures. But that's like, they have Mexican fare, like tacos, but then they also have Philly cheesesteaks and what the heck is those things in I know they serve them in Bolivia, the little pockets that they make, those things and some other stuff there. So it's like a combination of so many things. But there's one food truck around here that always makes me laugh, because on the side of it, I don't remember what the place is called, but then it's like home of the Mexican street corn. And I'm like, well, that makes no sense. I guarantee your food truck is not the home of the Mexican street corn. Pretty sure Mexico would be the home of the Mexican street corn. And what they are, like what their picture is anyways of this Mexican street corn is more Southwest street corn, not Mexican street corn. But you get up here, especially in this area where all the food trucks hang out, and these tourists that come from North Dakota or somewhere, Vermont, they don't know any better. Only people like me that travel a lot know what authentic is. And that's what's crazy about where I was at in Montana. Everybody talks about you can't get authentic tacos here or there or whatever. We have a family that started a restaurant, a little taco, it's not even a restaurant, a little taco shack, really. Because they have no dining area or anything. They have a couple tables that sit outside, but it's just a tiny little taco place. But I can guarantee everything there is authentic. This guy and his wife, they immigrated here from Mexico. They did not, necessarily westernized everything like a lot of places will do just to sell more, food. They didn't like Mex-Tex it or anything. It's authentic food with their little street tacos there that they change it up, whatever is available at the market is what they make for that day. So you never know what their specials are going to be, but they are authentic. He'll make some experimental salsas that are so good. Most people can't handle the heat. I love it. He has even a few times, for me when I was going there quite a bit, made special tacos de lengua for me. But he couldn't do it a lot because he didn't sell it. It's like, how could this is so tasty? But people are like, oh, that's tongue. That's gross. If it's prepared right, it is so tasty. So unbelievably tasty. I'm actually gonna go this direction and just to make sure that we get our eight miles, which I don't really need 8 miles. So if you look at the last 7 days after yesterday, I was at about 106. But if you go by, so that's a Sunday through Saturday training week. But I like to consider my Sundays go from Monday to Sunday with my current training block. So I'm going to count today. So if we get 8 miles, we'll still be at like 103, a little over for the week. And compared to my last time I was in a training block, well, actually the last time I wasn't in a training block when I did a 100-mile week, it was last summer when no races or anything were going on. So I just needed to do something to motivate me to get back into running consistently. So I did a 100-mile week, and which was actually my first 100-mile week. Before that, I've done in my training blocks between 90 and 100. I've just never done over 100. I guess to say the tour bus is here now. Tour bus has shown up. The looks like the ballerina that was doing her photo shoot has moved on. But yeah, there's lots of people here now, so lots of people. I would guess some sort of tour bus is showing up. May not be a huge one, but some sort of tour bus. But I can tell you that this is the best I've felt doing this many miles, even in my higher mileage training blocks, you know, where I peak at for a few weeks at around the 90 to 95 range. I'm actually I feel better now, even during those training blocks. Now, you have to keep in mind that those training blocks have been for marathons where I've been trying to, where I'm actually racing, like for time. Trying to be around that 245 to 250 time. So there was some high intensity training involved during that training block, which will definitely affect you. Which is why I've never, being that close, tried to push it to 100. But, and this training block has been nothing but, I wouldn't say low intensity, but definitely not high intensity. I did maybe two runs that I would consider high intensity this whole training block. One of them, which is what caused my calf injury, my calf strain. So that would be one reason why this training block, or this 100 miles, feels a lot easier than in the past. But also I've been more consistent, and I have another 1 or 2 years of an aerobic baseline underneath me, and I've been doing more mountain running, so my legs are a little bit stronger, I would even argue, even though I haven't done much strength training. Maybe not stronger, but they're conditioned more, let's put it that way. We are trying to get back now. I'm not going to do much talking because it's been really noisy up here. Yeah, the traffic is pretty heavy right now. It is almost 9:30 in the morning, so it is going to be very noisy up here on the bridge. Lots of runners out here, that's for sure. That breeze is cold. Keep running into the railing because you guys can tell at The shadow from it would be the railing on the left is right in front of us, but it's kind of at an angle. It's the direction of the sun. So when I look in front of me, instead of going straight, it makes me think like I'm running at an angle. So I keep running into this stupid railing on the right. I'm going to try as well today and do a couple shoe reviews. I'm way behind on them. And the thing with shoe reviews is when it's a new shoe, everybody's jumping onto YouTube or whatever to get shoe reviews and if they want to get that shoe. So the quicker you can get your shoe review out, the better. Yeah, I failed in that task, but I still usually get, a couple hundred people that'll watch my shoe reviews. But yesterday I did wear the New Balance Fuel Cell Rebel 2s, which should tell you something if I'm going to wear those for a 30-mile run. So, be looking forward to that shoe review. And then I still have not done the Hoka Carbon X2s from last February. And the worst part about that is I was I got early access to that shoe, and then I never did a shoe review on it, which, not gonna lie, should tell you something about that as well. Those guys were going just a bit slower than me. I didn't really want to speed up that fast, but it was getting awkward. So, I would say they're probably running about a 10.5 minute mile maybe. And I'm doing a right around a 9:20, 9.5. That's what I've been getting. Pretty much average on this run. Other than across that bridge, I think I went a lot slower. Maybe not though. I also need to do my review after my last road trip. I have enough miles on both the Brooks Caldera 5s and the Salomon S-Lab Pulsars. Is that the one I have? I always get that one mixed up with the other one, the Ultra or whatever that other one is. I have the Pulsar, I'm pretty sure. So I do those two shoe reviews as well. And then I think I'm pretty well caught up on shoe reviews. So I have 4 shoe reviews to do. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, 4 shoe reviews to do. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4 other videos I need to edit. So I have 8 videos I need to get done. I think the problem is so I don't have enough time to sit down, even though I have it, I own it, the Adobe, what is it, like Premium Pro or whatever, video editing stuff. I have that, but you have to know what you're doing. It's not as user-friendly as their whatever the other one is. It's like the simplified version of that program, but you can't do as much on the simplified version. But that's what I've been using because it's just I haven't had time to learn the other one, and the other one is a lot easier to use, which is why my videos have never been fantastic in the first place. But I just haven't wanted to got so much other stuff going on, especially right now. I mean, I'm doing about probably on average 5 hours of training a day. And then I've been working about 10 hours a day. So that right there is 15 hours of my day. Have to spend at least 2 hours dedicated time with my pup, just because she requires that for her not to be such a butthead. And she deserves it anyways. I mean, if you're going to get a dog, you got to take the responsibility to give them what they need. So that's 17 hours of my day. Guess what? At that time, now it's 17 hours. I only have 7 hours left in the day. Oh, guess what? I haven't even eaten yet. So now, because I'm trying to eat healthier, it takes longer prep time and everything. So I would calculate maybe an hour and a half. So now I'm down to 5.5 hours for me to get some sleep. So, you know, for me to be able to spend time and edit videos, and that would cut into my 5.5 hours of sleep I get every day. And really, I don't even get that, because when I wake up in the morning, I'm not jumping straight into training. I get about, takes about 45 minutes for me to really get going in the morning. So it is, that guy's going way faster. Oh, by the way, the speed limit out here is 15 miles an hour for the bikers. I thought it was 20, so a lot of these people that, like that last guy, that are just flying by, or these two, are definitely speeding. He's talking about how much of asses about 50% of the bikers are out here. So not only are they doing twice the speed limit, because there is a speed limit, and then they get annoyed because they have to slow down and all that kind of stuff. But there's only one sign up here that actually has the speed limit on it. But you get down closer to Alexandria and all the way down to Mount Vernon, every single sign has the speed limit on it. So it is very easily posted at 15 miles an hour. Out here that are passing me. It's like I can tell by the look on their face that they're feeling proud of themselves for passing me, even though I'm on a recovery run. And even my recovery run is probably further than what they're running. But my recovery runs are so long because my mileage is so high. But I'm running a 9:45, so I've slowed down a little bit. I like this guy in front of me. He's not what I would consider, you could tell by his stride, his physique, all that kind of stuff, that he's out here just getting his cardio in, but he's not what you would consider necessarily a long distance runner, going fast and everything. But he's out here getting it, so. Kind of like the that group I was talking about yesterday morning, that of the Potomac runners, because they had passed me, going a little bit faster than me, and then stopped at the water point, and I kept, and you know, so then I passed them, then they passed me again. And it was at that time that I knew I was going to run out of water, so that's when I stopped. But so their pace was probably I don't know, maybe a 7:30 7:45 pace based upon how fast they went by me, and that might even be a little high. It could have been closer to 8:30. Sometimes it's hard to judge, but see, I told you. I said I could tell by the look on his face, he was pushing it, and now he's stopped on the side. You guys always think I'm talking from like an ego standpoint, but when you're out here running as much as I am, you could tell by the look on somebody's face. I would guess that this group, these are the same group that was going by the first time when we went by. They are probably the Georgetown cross-country team. Because I do see them out here quite a bit. Now that group is definitely running way faster than me. But anyways, to get back to my story, when I was talking to those guys, and they found out my long run that I was doing was 12 miles longer than their long run, which they're training for different fall worlds. So some of them were training for New York, some were training for Boston, all that kind of stuff. So Chicago, I think, even in there from two of the guys. But when I was talking to them for a little bit, because they made a comment about the fact that I was running I'm doing like a 9.5 minute pace on a 30-mile long run. And one of them asked me, like, gosh dang, what is your marathon pace then? And I told him that around 6:50 is my marathon pace, 6:50 per mile. And they were like, holy crap. They're like, so you're a sub 3 hour? And I'm like, yeah. Trying to get quicker, but I haven't been able to just do a dedicated training block, which is my goal next year, to run a super fast half marathon and see what I can actually do in a full marathon if I actually train full-time instead of working full-time and trying to train part-time. That's why I have so much respect for some of these long-distance runners out there that are full-time, they work full-time, and they're a full-time mom or dad, and they're out there training and being the best, in the US and everything. So much respect for them to be at the top like that with what they do. That's why I have a lot of respect for Sage Canaday too, because even though he has like a side hustle, him and his partner have a coaching side hustle, which is probably doing pretty good. But he himself, here he is, this top ultra runner in the world, and he himself talks about how he has it easy because he can train full time, and there's other people that are out there racing alongside him, sometimes beating him, and they have full-time jobs because they don't have a sponsor that supports them financially. It's like I think of like Casey Lichtenstein, one of the top female ultra runners in the world. And she's a medical professional. I don't know if she's a doctor or a PA or something, but so she works full time. And she's still able to, spend the time. Now, she's not a mom or anything. I don't think she's married. I don't even know if she has a partner of any sort, but I think everybody should be vaccinated, or you think you should have the choice to be vaccinated. Because, you need to look at the risk versus benefit. And if you feel that the risk is worth getting the vaccine, knowing that later on, being that it's untested for long-term effects, that then you need to accept that risk. Or if you don't want to get vaccinated and risk getting COVID and being hospitalized and even dying, you have to live by that choice that you made. So either way, I don't care what you do. I am not going to tell you how to live your life. But I will say that you have to own up your own choices. Okay, so we did 8.05 miles. That was a pretty good recovery run. I feel good. My legs are feeling good after our 30-mile run yesterday. And so now I'm gonna go and go upstairs, and the dog's probably waiting for me to take her outside. Didn't really sweat that much. I mean, it looks like I'm sweaty, but I think I'm going to just grab the grocery bag and go run to the grocery store before it gets too busy. And then maybe take her down to one of the parks further south here so she can go swim in the river before it gets too cold. Because she did not get to do pool day last weekend. They opened up our pool here for all the doggies to go swimming in. Anyways, guys, tomorrow morning we will be doing our stair climbing workout over on the outdoor stairs up on Arlington Ridge, and probably only do maybe 10-12 sets depending on, probably about 10 or we'll see. If I get out there, it'll be pretty dark when we start, but we can knock that out, and then I'll see you for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, depending on weather. I may do night runs. I don't know. We'll see what the weather looks like as we get closer. But right now, it looks like evening runs will be pretty nice. So we might do that. And then, because I only have to get roughly 10 miles a day. I would say 8 miles a day, 10 miles a couple days, and then I'm probably going to do about a 12-mile run on Saturday. But looking for this next week, because I'd be about 75, 80 miles is all I'm looking for. So so that's my next week. And for those of you that came along with me today on today's run, I thank you very much for that. It means a lot to me. If you haven't already, please smash that follow button, and I will feel free to follow me on socials listed down below, or you can just type in exclamation socials and those will pop up. So I will see you guys tomorrow morning. Maybe this afternoon, if I decide not to go down to the park, I might stream some gaming, either State of Decay 2 or Valheim, we'll see. But anyways, guys, thank you very much for supporting me in the channel today, and I will see you guys on the next stream. Bye, guys.